Welcome everybody to another edition of iMatrix webinars. And in keeping with the upcoming Halloween theme, today's topic is, are you scaring away business? Alrighty, let's take a quick look. So my name is Ali Nikapor. I am the Business Development Manager here at iMatrix. I personally have over 3 years of sales and marketing experience, and all the little tips and tricks that I've learned in my time, as well as what our company has learned, I'm going to pass along with you in today's edition, and how you guys can help increase your guys' presence online and make it a little bit more appealing, and definitely not frighten away any new potential business that's out there for you. So a quick brief history on iMatrix. We are located here in sunny San Diego, California. Beautiful city, and yes, we do pay for the weather, but it's worth it. We have over 10,000 clients worldwide. The majority of our clients are in the United States. However, we do have a vast amount of them scattered around the globe. We have over 15 years of online marketing experience, more than the majority that you'll find out there, and we have 3 main verticals that we focus on: chiropractic, optometry, eye care professionals, and veterinarians. With our accomplishments, we actually have an A+ with the Better Business Bureau, and are one of the very few people who are Google AdWords Premium partners. There are a good amount of Google partners out there, but there are only 33 premier Google partners in the world, and we proudly are one of them. We also hold over 94% retention rate, which over the 10,000 clients that we have is almost unheard of in this industry. It's something we're very proud of, and a lot of that we pride ourselves in educating the healthcare industry. And as you see with this webinar, we're going to educate you and give you little tips and tricks all for free. So here's what we'll be covering in today's presentation. The first is the grim message your reviews could be sending. The second is why poor user experience is a turnoff. And the third is how to shake off the cobwebs and increase your online appeal. So diving right into it, the grim message your reviews could be sending out there online. First, impressions are everything. So have you ever given somebody a gift and didn't receive a thank you or even acknowledgement in return? How excited would you be to give that person another gift in the future? Now, on the other hand, how would you feel if somebody told you how much they appreciated you, along with giving you nice compliments and gestures? I bet you'd go out of your way for them, and maybe even return the favor by singing their praises to your friends. Now, think of your reviews as gifts that your clients leave for you online, whether it be Google+, Facebook, Yelp, Angie's List, wherever. Think of each review as a gift. Now, you should also think, are you acknowledging their gift of a review, or are you just letting it sit unanswered and unacknowledged? To a reviewer, a response might be trivial, but to everybody else who is checking out your reviews to see what's been said, you better believe that part of their opinion is swayed by your responses or lack thereof. Now, the difference a response can make. Here's an impressive stat on exactly how the difference a response can make. 71% of consumers who experience positive social care, i.e. a quick and effective response to comments, are likely to recommend that brand or business to others, compared to just 19% of consumers that did not receive any response. What this means is responding to feedback can increase your referrals by more than 50%. Absolutely crucial to do. What I like to do is give visual examples of what I mean. So, sharing my screen here. I'll use a term very broadly, say chiropractor in New York, the most densely populated city in America. So you see one of our clients, Dr. Stroshani, is #1, has 154 reviews. The second closest is 14, and then 31. So let's just take a look, and this is what new patients and potential new business look for, and what they do whenever they actually search. So they go and actually click on each review, And this is like word of mouth online on steroids. So people will go and they can actually read each and every review, what people are saying about your business and your practice out there. And if you notice, almost every single response or every single review has a response from the owner itself. And they're personalized. They're not just generic copy and paste. So this not only makes the person who left the review feel very special and more inclined to come back, but it shows the new potential patient that this doctor is very engaged with his, not only his members, his clients, but his staff and his business, his or her business. So you see right here, almost every time some of these them a review, they go on there and leave a nice response. And that just, again, generates more referrals, more inclined for them to keep coming back. And if you noticed, again, he has 154 reviews. So if he can do it with these many reviews, none of us have any excuse as to why we shouldn't be able to do it with just a handful of reviews we're given. Now, going back to the slide here. Just sorry. Perfect. Third one. How you say it counts. So not is it only good to respond to these reviews, but how you say it makes a big, big difference. So responding to reviews is important, but what you say in your response is even more important. Don't, like I mentioned, copy and paste the same generic answers to every single review. One, people notice that, and two, it leaves a bad taste in their mouth saying this doctor really doesn't take the time or care to actually respond. They're just copying and pasting. So try to recognize exactly what the reviewer enjoyed about their experience and encourage them to stop by again. Even reputation damage from negative reviews can be mitigated with the right response. This small difference could be the difference in attracting one-time clients or securing lifelong clients. So to make sure your reviews are giving off the right impression and not sending a grim message, treat each one like a compliment or a comment that you receive in person. So give thanks, address the issue, or offer your best wishes. And much like everything else in life, your good manners will go a long way. Number 2, why poor user experience is a turnoff. Mobile optimization. No excuses. In all reality, as difficult as it is to hear, we're closing in on 2017 very, very rapidly. And if your website is not mobile responsive, you're being left behind in the dark, unfortunately. And again, going with the theme, you could be scaring off potential clients. So mobile searches have officially surpassed searches done on desktops by 51% compared to 42%. That's the first time in history that Google has ever noticed that. It used to be, in the past, we'd all go to our desktops or our laptops and do searches. Now, for the first time ever, people doing searches on phones surpass those desktop searches. Furthermore, 67% of people are more likely to buy if a website is mobile friendly, and 61% say they are more likely to leave a mobile site and quickly move on to the next if they cannot find what they're looking for right away. So it's important to create a positive user experience, cater to the majority of internet users by offering a website that's not only mobile responsive in structure, aka it expands and shrinks as necessary in order to fit the smaller screens, which I'll show you, but also, and here's that light bulb moment, mobile friendly in content and navigation. So I'll show you a quick example, but diving a little bit deeper into that is considerations for mobile friendly content include easy navigation, easy to scroll yet short pages, large clickable call to actions, and emails and form submissions that don't have a ton on the field. So pages that are heavy with content, images, multiple videos, a whole bunch of words, users have to scroll and scroll and scroll to find what they need. So again, the scariest part of the world that we live in nowadays is a very lazy, impatient generation. Believe it or not, people don't want to read anything nowadays, unfortunately, for better or for worse. So if you have too much content, too much verbiage, it could deter them from staying on your site. Chances are they're looking for certain things, call to actions. They're looking for, say, your office hours. They're looking to see what type of services you provide, and they're more importantly looking to actually request or book an appointment. If they don't find those call to action marketing buttons right away on your site within, say, 10 to 15 seconds, this new age impatient generation user is going to get frustrated and leave your site and go to the, say, competitor down the street. And we don't want that to happen, obviously. So call to action should be large, clear, and clickable, allowing the user to easily complete an action on the mobile device. So let me again go back to an example. And I'll compare two websites for you just to show you the difference. First, we have this website. And what I mean by mobile responsive, it looks great right now on the desktop, but watch what happens when you try to shrink it down. If you notice, their banner is getting cut off, their logo, their request an appointment to the right is getting cut off. Basically, their entire site is getting cut off. So on a mobile site, this is very frustrating to the user because now they're going to have to pinch and scroll and move to the left, move to the right in order to get all the information. As well as it's not very smart because a lot of the important information, the contact, all that could be missing. They might not know to pinch and scroll. They might just think this, what they see, is your version of your site. So comparing that to an actual mobile responsive site, when I do the same thing, if you notice, the screen is shrinking. Every little bit of it, even these call to action marketing buttons, are shrinking to fit the size of the screen. Because every phone is different nowadays, whether it be Apple, Android, they all differ in size and dimensions. A fully mobile responsive site will fit no matter what type of screen the user is enjoying their device on. So that just kind of gives you a general understanding. And again, these call to action marketing buttons, schedule now, check out a video, and then see our Google reviews. Three simple things, three simple actions. When you're on a smartphone, those pop out right away, those call to action marketing buttons. Going back to the slide here. Okay, sorry here. Okay. Whoops. So next is making it simple. Remember KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it simple, silly. You can switch that last S acronym for anything else you like, but that's basically what it's talking about. I don't know why it keeps going back. Okay. Keep it simple. A simple, intuitive navigation flow on your website makes it easy to browse on any device, especially mobile devices. And here are some tips to keeping things simple. So like you saw in the example I showed you, vertical navigation bars are typically easier to use than horizontal navigation bars. Make sure the clickable areas of your site or navigation links are large enough to prevent accidental, unintentional clicks. This can be very frustrating, again, very lazy, impatient generation. The smallest little thing that can upset them is going to possibly make or break their decision whether or not to stay on your site and ultimately book that appointment from you guys. It also helps to limit menu categories or pages to simplify the navigation. Again, less is more. Keep it simple. All you want to do is give the main basic portions of your business, of your practice, and make it very, very easily available to that first-time user. A huge pro tip that we'd like to give our clients is put yourself in the shoe of the user. Pick 3 tasks that you think are important for a potential client to be able to do on your website that will turn them into a client. Any 3 you can pick, say office hours, learn about your services, book an appointment. Now those three things, assign that task to either a friend, family member, even a staff member, and ask them to complete those tasks and narrate them through the process on your very own site. What you'll find is you might be surprised that your site is not as user-friendly as you thought. And it's always good to experience what other people are through their shoes. So it's always good to have little tests every now and then on your own site. See how well it's doing, see how easy it is for your friends, family, and office members to use it. Now the next tip is how to shake off the cobwebs and increase your online appeal. So useful and engaging content. You've set up an optimized website, join social media networks, and post on them occasionally. So why aren't you seeing prospective leads pouring in? While this is a good start, there's more work to be done. That's just the basis. You're building a great foundation for this building. A beautifully designed website needs high quality, up-to-date content to keep visitors engaged. Content that's useful, educational, humorous, or even a combination of all three. It grabs the attention of the prospective client. Again, most people don't want to go there to read a lengthy article or even educational, so anything that you can do to simplify it, even add a little bit of humor to it, will go a long way. So make changes or improvements on a consistent basis. Regularly adding new or changed content to your website and social pages helps increase visitor attraction and engagement, as well as it's highly looked well upon from Google. They don't like to see people not really engaging with their audience. They like to see active engagement. And again, you don't have to go overkill to post every day, every hour. Just a few times a week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week is enough. And if your website and your social platforms are not up to date on a consistent basis, visitors will have not really much reason to come back. So if they know that you're frequently adding new content and updating often, they have a reason to check in regularly and see what's new, any new promotions that you guys offer, any new updates to your facilities, things like that. It just makes them want to come back more, as opposed to, say, the office who only posts once every month or once every few times a year. So find a nice balance. Don't do overkill, but at the same time, stay up to date and regularly post and update on your social media platforms. Avoid generic content. Now this is pretty important. Most people think that, hey, I can just put any content up there, I can copy and paste. That's absolutely not the case. So if you already have a beautifully designed, mobile-friendly website and you're still not seeing the results you anticipated, you may want to consider taking a second look at your content. If it's industry-specific but not specific to you, visitors may gloss over and move on. This is why social media is so important, because you're not only branding your business, you're branding yourself. And people want to see and know about you, your business. They can always go and Google any type of information about your industry specifically, but they can't do that per se about you. This is where you can highlight yourself on your social media. So things to ask when you ask yourself, what sets you apart from similar businesses in your area? Do you offer a special service others typically don't? Is this even reflected on your website? Because it should be. Use what makes your business unique to help you stand out from your competition. No two doctors are alike. Everybody got joined for different reasons. Every human being is a different person. So use that and highlight those differences so that people can make a judgment who the best physician is for them. So whether it's a heartfelt story explaining how you got started in your business, or you've been an expert in your field for over 20 years, share that on your website. I cannot stress enough how important it is to personalize your website and to also humanize yourself. So no matter what type of physician you're going to, whether it be chiropractor, eye care professional, veterinarian, dentist, doctor is the most feared element for most human beings. So any bit of humanization that you can do will make them feel so much more comfortable and more inclined to choose you versus, say, the doctor down the street who doesn't have even a picture of themselves. So this is, again, bringing that comfort level, humanizing yourself, highlighting you, what makes you special compared to people down the street, and pouring it all online for people to see on your website and especially through social media. And perhaps your uniqueness is your level of expertise. Break away from generic content while playing up your accomplishments. Include any awards you or your businesses have received or associated with. Again, this instills trust from your visitors in your business, and it demonstrates your capabilities. So don't be shy. Even something as simple as going on a hike or a family retreat, take pictures, post it on there. People want to see what the doctor's like outside of the office. Again, that human element is so crucial, so important, and you will see a dramatic increase in your conversion rate when you do these things. So the third is think beyond your website. Online marketing happens in places other than your website. Beyond your website, make sure you're staying active, again, on social media and even video sites. A great way to do this is by cross-promoting content or using the content on your social media channels to funnel visitors back to your website. A great example is if you do a post, say, about a new special or a new product that you have. You want to post that all over your social media, but you also want to include a link for them to go back to your website, because obviously they can't learn too much about your services through social media. It's just an outlet for them to go get interested and then dive further into those details by going back to your website. As an example, say you recently wrote an thought-provoking blog post and it's relevant to your social media followers. So not only you should put that on your social media, but share that blog post on Facebook, on Twitter, so that when they click that link, it's going to redirect them back to your website where that post is originated. Video takes this one step further. Video, again, is a great way to kind of grab the attention of that impatient generation we were mentioning earlier. Most people, again, don't want to read. They just want to press play and watch a video and get to know everything about your business within a few matter of seconds. That's why video is so important. So besides the optimization and client conversion factors, adding videos to your website offers any type of promotion, even a video tutorial about what it's like from being a first visitor to going to see the waiting room to seeing the doctor and the staff itself. It also provides wonderful content that could be cross-promoted on multiple places again. So your original video content should live on YouTube, but also be posted from YouTube onto your website and shared social medias. So this not only gives you new, interested content to add to the site and share socially, it also creates a new place, such as YouTube, for people to consume your information and be linked back to your website, social media, and so forth. This increases social traffic and drives more online users to your website. Again, if you don't have a YouTube channel, we highly recommend that you create one, a professional business one. It's free to do. Why YouTube is so important: it's the second largest search engine in the world, second only behind Google. And Google recently, a few years back, purchased YouTube because they saw how exponentially fast they were growing, almost saw them as a competitor. So now that they have been combined, Google almost gives you sort of extra brownie points for using YouTube since it's one of their platforms. And again, a great way to do that, most every one of us has a smartphone. Just take out a smartphone, go around your office, take some pictures, even a little video. Try to think of it as a virtual tour of your office online. So, and again, prepare your staff, whatever you have to do. Even if you want to take a patient testimonial, those are huge. Take those and blast them all over the web. Put them on your website, especially, number one, but more importantly, put them on your social media outlets: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and YouTube are the top 4 most important outlets. And again, it's very simple to do. All you have to do is just take out your phone. Even after you give a patient, say, an adjustment, or even once you see a client, once you're done with them, say, would you mind saying a nice little 30-second clip about your experience? Most people, you'll be surprised, will have no problem doing that. If you're giving that great care and attention to them, they will definitely reciprocate. So you just pull out your phone, take a nice little video, and that's that. And I'll show you one last example of what I mean by that, because I love examples. I'm a very visual person. OrlandoBCHealth.com. And these are all free to do. It doesn't cost you any money. All you have to do is just a little bit of time. You can delegate it to an office manager if you want. This particular office has his son. He's kind of a film major, so he goes around. And what he does, after the doctor's done adjusting the patients, he goes with his smartphone, like I mentioned, and takes a little 30 to 60-second testimonial. And these are huge. Just like the reviews you have online, their credibility, their word of mouth times 10 online, but it also adheres to, again, that lazy impatient generation that might not want to sit through and read every single review. They rather just press play and watch these reviews. Some people are more visual, auditory. Some people like to read, but the majority of people would rather watch a video. So that's just a quick little example of how you can do it, and for free. Now, I know I went a little bit fast, so that's pretty much everything that we want to cover in today's webinar. We are recording this and going to place it on our YouTube channel, which should be up later at the end of this week. But I want to open the floor up. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead and type them in now. I'll be happy to answer. And if you didn't, if you basically have even more questions, feel free to call us here at iMatrix. We have over 200 staff members ready and willing to help. The tips and tricks, and the best part is, ladies and gentlemen, it's free. We're not going to charge you a dime for it. As a premier Google partner, it is our obligation and it is our privilege to educate the public on what's going on nowadays online. So I'll leave this screen up, but if anybody has any questions, go ahead and type it and I'll be happy to answer accordingly. So we have a question here. Generally, how long should videos be? Which is a great question. Again, since it is a lazy impatient generation, I keep going back to that. Typically, you want to do a video anywhere from 30 seconds to 90 seconds, no more than a minute and a half. Again, anything that's a little bit longer than that, a little too lengthy, you're going to lose their attention span and they might not watch the full video. So it might sound a little difficult to do, but try to get all your information, everything about your practice within 90-second video. Those are generally what Google tells us are the most effective types of videos out there online. That's a great question. Another question, should social media posts be individualized or can you copy and paste them throughout each means? So that's a great question. With social media, you can absolutely use the same information. And it actually doesn't harm your rankings, anything online. It's an easy way to kind of keep up to date with social media. For an example, if you post a picture of you recently with a patient, you can put that on Facebook, but that very same picture, you can put it on Twitter, you can put it on Google+, and you can even put it on your YouTube if you want, and that is recommended. What you do for one, you should blast out to all the others. Don't neglect any social media outlet. Try to get as many as possible. There's no such thing as over-marketing yourself online. It's all about exposure. Location, location, location. So definitely, whatever you post out, blast it on all your social media outlets. And that's a simple way. You don't have to go and create an individual post for each social media outlet. That would be too time-consuming, and you don't need to do that. Any other questions? Again, if you don't have the time, feel free to write that number down, give us a call. We'll give you a free website evaluation and even an exclusive attendee offer. Just mention this webinar. We'll be happy to help you guys. Any questions you have, we're here for you. I'll give it another minute, see if anybody has any other questions. But if not, I definitely appreciate all you guys attending. I hope you learned something really nice today. So we've got a couple more questions. Any thoughts on using Facebook Live? Definitely. It's a great way. One, it gives automatic notifications to your users. And two, it's kind of a cool element. It shows a live feed for, say, if you're doing it on your practice or anything that you guys are doing, absolutely utilize it. And again, it's free to do. Should your website be your name or area? No, it helps. I mean, it's nice if you can, but it definitely doesn't hurt or harm your rankings. If you're doing all the proper things that Google's asking for, you're ranking high, you can have almost any website name that you'd like. Just make sure that you're doing, staying up to date, relevant, updating your website as well as updating your social media content. The name of the website I showed with all the YouTube videos is OrlandoBCHealth.com. And let me see if I can show it back up again. Here it is for your view. OrlandoBCHealth.com. One of our clients, Dr. Bellamo, down in Orlando, Florida. And we definitely do free overviews of websites, free complimentary what's called analysis webinars here. Just simply give us a call, mention this webinar. We'd be happy to give you a free analysis of what you're doing as well as what your competitors are doing out there. Do you need written release from patients for videos? You don't need written, just a verbal, simple okay. And you can even, just to make it safe, record that okay, their consent on film. What all social media should optometrists have exactly? Is there ones better than others? The top 4 that we highly recommend in any field: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and YouTube. Those are the top 4, absolutely. And then, of course, Google, since they are a little narcissistic, they prefer their own social media outlets. 2 of theirs are Google+ and YouTube. Not to say Facebook and Twitter aren't as good, but those are still viewed as a little bit higher in Google's eyes. I think that's all the questions. So again, I'll thank you all for attending. Hope you learned a lot of good stuff today. And again, if you have any other questions, please give us a call. And then we will post this entire webinar on our YouTube page, which hopefully should be up sometime later at the end of the week. Go to imatrix.com, and at the top right, you'll see our YouTube link. Thanks again for everyone for joining. Have a wonderful day.